So talk to me about the time in the Navy. Like, do you have to like, so how hard is it joining the Navy? It's like anybody just do you have to like pass a fitness exam like to get in, or is like
Yeah, you do 2 months of boot camp, and I did it in Great Lakes, Illinois. It's near Chicago, and
hardest part about boot camp?
I'm sorry. I did take the ASVAB.
What's the ASVAB?
It's kind of like it's a knowledge test basically basically it's a ranking test. You take it, and based off of how well you do, they decide your rate, which is your job. And so sometimes you're just not the brightest or the sharpest tool in the shed, and they'll have you as a janitor on a ship.
So what kind of what kind of questions are on this? Is this like general curriculum, like math, English, everything?
Yeah, everything. And then there's also psychology or like aspect to it.
You as somebody who's partying hard, doing drugs, wilding out, but physically in shape, what's the hardest part about boot camp in those 2 months?
The psychology of it, of like, what I mean, that you're away from home, you're around a bunch of strangers in this tiny room, you're getting screamed at every day. But if you understand, like, which I did, like, going into it, that it's kind of like it's good for you. Like, they break you down and they make you feel like a piece of shit, and it's like, but low key, if they're good at what they're doing, and luckily I had a good instructors, the chief, and everybody that was with me, they build you back up at the end of it. And like, you have to, throughout boot camp, it was like the psychological thing where you have to wear this hat that says recruit, but then you would see the people that had already done boot camp, right, which felt at the time like this very challenging thing. You would see the people that had already passed boot camp, and they were wearing the hat that would say Navy. So you were like, damn, I want to get that fuck. Like, I don't want to be just a recruit like this and that. And there's like these little things. So finally, like after you pass the the big final exam, which like the big physical test, which takes like it's a 48-hour like long thing, and like it's just crazy. It's like whatever. After you pass that, you walk into a room, and the hats that say Navy are piled up like in this like epic
like a mountain,
like a prism, like a fucking pyramid, and you're like, wow. And then, but bro, you're like 48 hours, you're like bleeding, you're like exhausted, you're standing in this line in this ballroom after having been through hell, and like I'm like, I was barely like awake, bro, but I got that hat, and I remember feeling like, all right, I fucking did it. But I mean, it's just the psychology of it. Like, you just gotta understand, you gotta be strong, you gotta move with intent. And you just can't be a bitch. Like, a lot of these bitches, they just drop down. Like, somebody call 111, bro.